What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Errol Spence, Shawn Porter. It went down to the wire. Shawn Porter was defeated by split decision by Errol the Truth Spence. Look, this fight was a throwback. It was a fight like it should have happened in 1998 or 99. These guys fought. They gave it their best. They were the best. They showed that they wanted to win. I had it a draw up until the 11th round. I had the draw up until the knockdown when Errol Spence hit him with a crashing left hook. But Shawn Porter had his moments. Shawn Porter will make anyone struggle. Shawn Porter you can't look good in front of Shawn Porter, okay? It started with Shawn Porter wanting it. He's one of those tough guys, I think he was out for a little bit. And then he got right back up and said, it's on, come on and get it. You got to give it to this guy. You got to give it to both of these guys because Errol Spence proves that he is a tough kid, okay? He's proven that, hey, all the time he say he wanted this particular fight or these fights with these top guys, he's proven it by beating that guy. Are these guys, okay? The people that put in front of him, like Shawn Porter, like I told people, you can't just, I'm going to walk through Porter. Impossible. It won't happen that way, okay? I wanted Porter to win because I thought Errol Spence wasn't ready. Even though he beats Carol Brook doesn't mean he's going to beat Shawn Porter. However, he did exactly that. He dropped Shawn Porter in the 11th round, and it was a fire fight up to that point. Okay, if we can start from rounds 1 to 12, it was just back and forth action. Errol Spence with the straight lefts into the body punches, and a lot of those were penis punches. They were low, okay? They were ball busters, all right? They were south of the border. I have to add that. I have to counterpunch that because that's exactly what those were. They were body punches. Errol Spence were throwing body punches. The referee wasn't saying shit. And I'm thinking, like, what the hell? Is this Orlando Salido fighting Lomachenko here? What's the deal? Because that's exactly what it looked like. Nonetheless, Shawn Porter did his own body work and hurt Errol Spence to the body a couple occasions. Okay? So that's what it is. And then this is another thing. I always looked at body punchers, always subject to be hurt by body punches themselves. Look at Gennady Golovkin, for example. He didn't like him coming from Canelo. Neither does Errol Spence like him coming from Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter was throwing his own body punches, and he would spin out of the attack with Errol Spence when Errol Spence would engage and start stalking him down, okay, and cutting off the ring of Shawn Porter being the shorter, smaller guy, or should I say the shorter guy, okay? And Shawn Porter had this move that I know they practice on in the gym where he spent out of that and used his own assault, okay? It was beautiful, okay? I know that knockdown was definitely a disappointment to Shawn Porter. But knowing what we know on the scorecards, it was 116 to 111 for Errol Spence. It was 115 to 112 for Shawn Porter. And it was, again, 116 to 111 for the other judge. So even if they didn't have the knockdown, it still would have been in favor for Errol Spence. Okay. This fight, I know Errol Spence has to respect Shawn Porter for this particular effort, for this fight. Okay. This was a reckoning. I would run it back, honestly. I mean, you can't. A guy like Shawn Porter, in the fights that he's lost to, okay, he's lost to Kell Brook, he's lost to Keith Thurman, and now he's lost to Errol Spence. None of those fights were easily lost. Those guys didn't win that fight easy, okay? They had to work. So did Errol Spence tonight. And I know, regardless of what he says, if he says anything clever or whatever, which I don't know, we'll see. He has to respect Shawn Porter. And everything that he said, I'm going to knock him out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, that didn't happen. Both guys, to be fair, said they were going to knock each other out. Then, and like I told you guys on my fight study, Shawn Porter and Errol Spence, you got a guy that comes forward, that throws punches, he roughs you up. He will do everything but tackle you. That's Shawn Porter. And he has stamina and he's tough. Coming from a guy that moves forward and stalks you and throws vicious body punches. These guys had to collide, and they did that tonight. Now, what I want to add is the aftermath, okay? Danny Garcia, of all people, came through the ropes, came into the ring, said, hey, I want next. You know, of course, Errol Spence wants Pacquiao. We know that for whatever reason. Okay, he's the legend, sure. But if Pacquiao fights someone like Mikey Garcia, hey, I think that he should definitely fight Danny Garcia next if he wants to fight those guys on his side of the street. But again, guys, classic fight. These are the type of fights that I want to see. You know, that's a fight worth buying. That's a fight worth rooting for. I would love to see the rematch. I would love to see Keith Thurman. Now, since Keith Thurman has lost and Shawn Porter has lost again, Keith Thurman could fight Shawn Porter, and Keith Thurman should go at it again. Why not? Why not? You know what I mean? Why shouldn't that be the case, the scenario? You know, I know Keith Thurman wants another rematch with Pacquiao, but, you know, Pacquiao's done that, you know. He's to a certain plateau where he can do pretty much what he wants to do. And that's not fight Keith Thurman again. So as far as Errol Spence, he might not get that fight. I doubt he'll want that fight. If I'm Manny Pacquiao, I'm thinking, would I want some of Errol Spence now? And let me say this about this, right, guys? Shawn Porter and Errol Spence, these guys, they don't have thin skin. You know, you see both of these guys. These guys were pretty durable. They have, you know, they're made for this type of sport. Whereas some people that are not, like Arturo Gatti or Vladimir Klitschko, good athletes, but their skin doesn't match their skill. Okay, so again, very classic fight. Take my hat off to both guys. The fans won tonight. I was wrong. I was going for Porter again. You know, I thought that Spence couldn't handle the experience that Shawn Porter had since he's been in there with a lot of people, a lot of opposition. But hats go off to Errol Spence. We'll see what Spence wants to do in the future. You know, he showed that he was tough. He showed that he's on this level. So let's keep that narrative going. That's my counterpunch on this, guys. You guys, of course, tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. I may go live in about 20 minutes. Stay tuned for that. Until then, you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.